stealthy type of hero going into this lineup, but we haven't seen Dao use it. So I think that this is a moment where, is this hero really top tier, right?
I mean, it's really not the hero, right? I've said this throughout the entire season. It's the player that makes a difference. So end of the day, I can give you the best equipment, but if you don't know how to use it, it's still trash, right? But in this case, I'm not saying they're trash, right? Let's be clear.
You are, by the way, Kindofu.
But
this guy, Kindofu.
No. But Vitality Dao, I think we have seen his performance. It does warrant the need to be really careful with this Prince of London pick on the side of Nova.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all on Dao, right? The way I look at Prince of Lanling just in general is that he falls off or he goes even, he just loses, right? And so he does not want to be there. He wants to ensure that he's faster than everybody and also making an impact in the different lanes. Getting some sort of pick off would be ideal, and so that he can kind of snowball, because again, if he falters, and I think that he'll be able to farm faster than like CY's Kaiser, so I think that is beneficial or an advantage for them.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, Nova's game plan, I think, is pretty straightforward. There are two lanes they need to control and have an advantage over, namely the farm and the mid lane as well, right? You want Wendy to be ahead of the competition. Likewise, you want Muchi to be ahead of the competition. So they're going to do well for themselves to try and put additional pressure down here. So every small win matters, which in this case, winning the lane is of utmost importance. This Firehawk is something they need in their kit.
Yeah, we'll push them both away, but okay, look, if we're gonna do a little bit of, like, let's talk a little about the mid lane here. Wen on the Ganon Mo versus Wendy's Kong Min. In terms of like straight up one-on-one laning, who do you give the edge to?
It has to be Wendy, man. It's so difficult to play on a Ganon Mo against a Kong Min, simply because you have to essentially telegraph and know what's next, but potential first blood.
Oh, yeah, sets it up. Dao makes the nice little rotation. An will actually get first blood, though, so nice little setup by Dao. And again, we're talking about how he needs to set things up. He's already done it in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. Now, the question here is, does An freeze the lane so that he can dwindle the farm even more against Muchi, or will he try to go for the rush and maybe go towards the mid lane and share the farm with Wen as well?
Yeah, I mean, Muchi is already back up, almost there to the T1, not really able to freeze it. If anything, they've kind of pushed them away, and it should be, I would think that it should be under tower. We'll have to find out. Yeah, it's going to push a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of decisions they can make, right? And I think because the camp is open, they would rather force the lane out and have the security of being able to farm this lane without the threat of it being stolen. The other option they could actually explore was to freeze the lane and force Muchi out deeper out into the open so that he has to clear the lane, right? And that's where Wen's repositioning or rotation will actually have a chance of scoring a kill for the side of Vitality.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point you push it out, and it looks like that's the decision that they made. I mean, you've already got first blood. Muchi's already behind. I don't think that you need to like try to bait him out, because it's not. Yeah, he's probably not going to get there. But Muchi taking a little bit of damage. Wendy rotating is as well, but they're not going to capitalize, not get any sort of conversion.
Look, there's a big deal of difficulty on the side of Vitality, right? Because actually every hit that you take amplifies the potential of Wendy getting a kill onto you. So they need to be really careful here. And I like the fact that they actually allow Dao to farm. He needs the level lead as well, so he can actually get those burst kills down.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets to that backline, that Lady Soon, the Kong Min, they're all going to struggle, right? This is a squishier lineup. They definitely have their options in terms of targets, so this could be a good Prince of Lanling game, but I think it really comes back to Waypit. Is he able to make those saves or those Sea of Fates? I think it's going to be, time will tell in terms of this the team fights that happen.
Agree, and even not just a Sea of Fate, right? If he actually manages to land his first and second skills, they could very well turn this into a kill.
Yeah, for sure. Just setting them up. I mean, it's just, he has so much of, like, you know, basically control, right? And being able to just kind of put it so that it's difficult for them to make any sort of approach onto them. But again, if they don't see him, right? If they can't find out where Dao is coming from, he can just pretty much just jump on you. So again, it really comes back to Waypit. How is he going to keep him alive? We're going to have to find out.
Yeah, and the stun comes in. Look, I want to compare the gold differences. 500 gold ahead for the side of An already has a Sparkforge Dagger, so it's something that is a little bit scary, worrying for the side of Nova, because they need to make sure that they can keep up. 1,000 gold at this point is not the biggest of losses, but it is a potential snowball effect going in advantage to Vitality.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, look, 1K at less than 6 minutes is going to be pretty huge. It's sizable. It's definitely noticeable in lane. I mean, a lot of it comes really down to, I mean, this 500 gold is probably that first blood, right? So you have that advantage, and there's a reason why An is just kind of being able to stick around and now putting a little bit of pressure on that mid lane. The Unbridled Outburst is going to whiff, but it will create a little bit of space and some takeability by that team. But CY now going with the Invincible Warrior, looking to turn this around. Muchi thought about going in for this one, but the Stampede on board, but Keka is going to be the first to fall. An gets a little bit low. Waypit being very aggressive, but not able to capitalize and get anything else.
That was a big win for the side of Nova, actually. The fact that, Vitality committed so much in terms of ultimates and resources and still lost their member, especially Kirker, it's a big win for Nova.
Yeah, definitely a big win for that. But, I mean, they want to push this out. They do not want to let Team Vitality to kind of force the issue, because once they've got that advantage, and you know that Dao is constantly farming, he's going to be even scarier, right? Because Nova's lineup is on the squishier side. This is something that you do not want to see on the backlines.
Yeah, for sure. And look, the save is coming in. They traded T1s. I was expecting Kirker to really try and go for the defense here, but I think it's a risk that he's not willing to take. Having died the once, he is still having the lead, but he doesn't want to exhaust this lead.
Yeah, just stay alive. Don't let that tower go down. I mean, the T2, just keep it going. But on the Unbridled Outburst, pushing them away, let An and Wen farm as much as possible, if anything, and they'll just kind of back off. But, some would say wasted ult. I just say space created.
Actually, it is a lot of space created, because then it deters Nova from taking a unnecessary fight, and at the same time, it provides them the room and time to go for that overlord. Now, Dao.
CY, not in a great spot, but they weren't able to get enough. CY doesn't have the... Okay, he's going to get pulled away. He's going to be fine for this one. So, again, I think they were just playing within their skills cooldown.
Yeah, right now I think Nova is doing great to keep up in terms of farm and lane management as well, right? The split pushes by Xuan have proven to be pretty effective in holding and stifling the growth of the advantage on the side of Vitality. In fact, they're so close neck and neck, still maintaining that 1,000 gold difference.
Yeah, it's very close, right? It's pretty much a non-factor, but it looks like they found him. Looks like Xuan got a little serious on that one. Does cartwheel away to safety, but they're going to back off. Just kind of like a feel-out process at this point. No team really wants to commit to a big team fight just as of yet, especially with just equal numbers.
Yeah, they can't. And another camp, this time going to the hands of Wen. Look, Wen is going to be, to me, the main character of this particular game itself. Because if Wen gets the appropriate burst onto any of the different members, Nova will have a very tight position to fight from.
Yeah, for sure. And like, that's another reason why, Nova needs to be careful about that position. I mean, if they're grouped, those blades will literally tenderize them. They're going to have a tough time. They're very squishy, so they can't really deal with that. They need that vision so that they can spot out where Wen is, potentially, so that, again, they're not getting hit by multiple couple blades at different times.
Yeah, so I want to take the perspective of different players here. So if I am in the position of Wen, I'm definitely looking for squishy targets to burst down. In fact, if I could catch my eyes onto Wendy, that would be great. But hang on.
Just gonna be dove a little bit, but they're not gonna continue on. They gotta get the fireball. Dao does not die though. The Unbridled Outburst finding the Stampede onto Wendy, so they've gotten him. The Sea of Fate is a little bit off mark, does get him out to safety, but now they're gonna continue on. Keka going in, nice little Stampede, nice little two-man stun, but Muchen is gonna go down. Muchi has that damage. The burst is real, and now 4 members of Nova going up against 4 members of Team Vitality at this point with his tired about half life here. CY does take this Tyrant, walks away, but now here's Dao gets the first kill onto CY, and it looks like Xuan was thinking about going in, but that's going to be the end of it.
Yep, and they put a very safe distancing between each other, right? So on the side of Vitality, there is no big catch coming out from Xuan. And I think this makes it so uncomfortable for him because, look, you're looking at Xuan, he is definitely going to be the one person with the most amount of health and ability to change the fight. But there's no one on the side of Vitality that he's able to catch in a bunch. And the fact that of the matter is, look, it is so survivable for the side of Dao, and that's a huge problem. As Wendy, you want to be in a position where you are able to burst down a single member, doesn't matter who, on the side of Vitality. So when that doesn't happen, look, you overextend, and just unfortunate because Wen did not have enough mana there. If Wen had enough mana, that fight was horrendous on the side of Nova. They would have been wiped.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of wondering if Nova's going to make an aggressive play where they're so out of position. If, again, Waypit kind of sticks in with this, like, the Assault Team 1 and then go together and then just kind of see a fate themselves on out of there, you know, as your escape pod, right? It didn't seem like they were really on the same page. And once Wendy got caught out, and I mean, he was so far ahead compared to Waypit that, you know, they're basically not on the same page.
Oh, you know what? Muchi's having a tough time in this game. Look, this is why I emphasize that the farm is super essential for the side of Nova, right? Take a look at what's happening now. This is simply because of difference of itemization here.
Yeah, and it looks like, oh, Zwan taking a lot of damage. He's going to be backing off. Muchen, Leaping Savior's back. CY thinking about going in. Spider senses are tingling. They know Dao Dao is within. He's going for the back line. He's looking to go for the flank attack, and he does end up finding him, and he does get the kill on the Wen, but An is going to be killed in return. Muchi's been dead as well. They found him, and CY, they're chasing it down. Muchen with the Umbrella Outburst. He's going to be knocked up, and not really much he can do, and that's a triple going the way of Wendy. They found 4 members thus far, and they're going to turn it into a tyrant here.
There's a huge turnaround coming up from Nova, and this is exactly what they needed. All credits to Wendy. They're doing a big job of making sure they cleared the members. And while this was a strong draft from the side of Vitality, this exposes the weakness that Nova have been looking for, right? When you give Wendy freedom of time and no pressure, he's on the back lines, he's just going to do all the work for the side of Nova.
Yeah, he's able to do it, but look at Dao Dao. Like, you think that this flank is good, but the Unbridled Outburst pushes him into Dao Dao, and now he's fighting 1 versus 3. CY has that Invincible Warrior, and they're pinballing him back and forth. They find An, they get that pick off as well, and they're just like cleaning house at this point. It didn't seem like they found the right target prioritization. Dao Dao, tough to go up against 1 versus 3 sometimes.
Yep, they just allowed too much space for Wendy, right? Wendy also very prominent and very clean positioning to make full use of that Arcane Assault into Time Shift, as well as the ultimate right winning strategy. So he's able to reset, get his Arcane, his 5 spears around him to really deal maximum amount of damage against Vitality. And look, just one play, suddenly pressure's alleviated, and now they have a little bit more control around the map.
I mean, you're talking about Wendy, right? He's 3-1-2, 8,300, right? Like, the most on his team as well as the game. They found Muchi, they got the pick off, and now Nova was thinking they were doing well, but now Team Vitality have a bit of an opening with no Muchi for 30 seconds. That's a long time at this stage.
Yeah, the burst damage potential is definitely dwindled, right? But they still have Wendy, so they just, as long as
Warrior,
Wendy gets
they
it.
want to go. CY still up in front. And it looks like KK trying to chase after Wendy, can't able to buck him down. They found Wen instead. Waypit, he's looking to go for this one. The Umbrella Outburst is legit. It finds him, and Waypit is going to be killed. Dao Dao gets that pick off. The fireball eaten by Muchen. He will survive. An still chasing after CY. One more shot, and he does get the card, and he shows him the ace of spades as he takes him down. But they find Dao Dao. Xuan gets the return. Now Kuka against Xuan and Wendy. It's going to be 2-on-3 at this point, and they're looking to jump over the wall. They find him. They do have the lockdown, and they find Xuan, and they're continuing to fight. Wendy throws out the fireball, but it takes him out, and he does survive.
Oh, that was not the best decision coming out from Nova, right? I think they're feeling a little bit too stressed. Vitality, though, the way that they kind of maneuvered around the fight, beautiful. Dao Dao made sure that Wendy was away from the rest of the team. And I like the fact that, I mean, okay, this is stock standard. Guys, when you're playing against a Kongming, get your healthy members to tank that winning strategy for you, right? The fireball comes in, someone with more life, take the hit.
Yeah, they did such a good job. But I mean, they were looking to fight this 4 versus 5, right? Nova, this is very, very ballsy going in. I mean, they had the Invisible Warrior. That Umbrella Outburst was legit. Waypit gets killed on this one, and Dao Dao was finally able to do some Dao Dao things. CY getting picked off. He's being chased by An. So they've turned this around a bit. It's so neck and neck at this point.
Yep, and that was a very extended team fight, right? And that actually is one of the most difficult things that CY has to do, which is once your Invincible Warriors expanded, what do? You don't have that huge regeneration anymore.
Yeah, I think at that point you're just like, it's very underwhelming, I would say, right? Without that Invincible Warrior. Oh, Dao Dao, looking for the flank. He finds him. Oh, the Unbridled Outburst. Do they have the damage, though? They do, and CY is going to be killed, and that's going to be a great start. Muchi, oh, he's trying to dodge around, use that Whirlpool, but he's been chased, he's been stun-locked, he's been killed, and Wen will couple blades him, and now they've turned this around. They've got a 2-for-0, make it more, assuming KK finds something, but no. Team Vitality are looking to just invade the enemy jungle, put a little pressure on these T2s.
I mean, I would expect that Nova is the one tangoing in the fights, but it's Vitality who are just dancing around the members of Nova as well. And now the door is starting to open bit by bit. Wen, still alive, still has a lot of damage to offer.
A lot of damage at this point. They're just trying to push them back, slow it down, take care of the minions. Nova looking for that winning strategy onto On. Again, tank throughout, but when very low, it looks like they're going to back off, regroup, and take the Tyrant instead.
Look, Vitality just showing that they are the better team at this point of the game. Every single decision is they don't waste any resources. Muchen making sure that An never takes a single hit from the winning strategy, right? Getting the Leaping Savior onto Wen when he's low. And then also because of the way they position, they allow Dao Dao to just free roam in the backlines with the flank as well, with no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, no pressure. And I mean, Dao Dao is, like, again, he's got to the point where he has the items, and he's actually starting to be very scary. And the Nova lineup of being somewhat squishy is very vulnerable to this. This is a potential, you know, scary moment. CY is not tanky enough. He is not that great of a bouncer to deal with what they're throwing at them. And now Team Vitality sieging the top T2.
All right, this is a good position for the side of Vitality, but it's not the end of the road yet.
Oh, Wendy just completely deleted, got locked up, and then the couple blades was real. Xuan looking to go. He's going to go get serious. He's trying to fight this 1 versus 4, but Dao Dao's looking to turn this as well, and CY gets a little bit on the low side. Nova now are looking to retreat. I don't think you can take a fight 4 versus 5.
Oh, definitely not, right? This is the perfect situation for the side of Vitality here.
Yeah, they're going to look to just siege this one. T3 goes down. Team Vitality doing such a great job of using the map, pushing things around. Dao Dao had been pushing the top lane. It will get here shortly. Now he will join the fight. He's looking for the right angle at this point. Dao Dao goes in. He's got the stealth. He's thinking about going in. He finds Xuan, and he's going to take most of this one, but it's just all space created. They take the top T3.
Okay, patience does it, right? You don't want to overextend your advantage. And right now, I just have to comment, Dao Dao, the way he's playing it is so different. Simply because he's dancing in between the fields of aggression and, you know, fleeing out from the battles. And it's kind of baiting Nova in as well.
Yeah, definitely baiting them out. I mean, through that all, Team Vitality turn around, they take the Shadow Overlord. It was so quick, right? There's no reaction time by Nova Esports. Now they're down about 5k. They need to fix the lane. The Vanguards are pushing throughout. They need some space. They need a little bit more time because right now they're faltering across, if you're looking at roll by roll.
Yeah, and the worst part is Wen is very close to the 6 stack items. Of course, aren't already well before they're already hitting that 12k mark. And even though we are close to the Tempest Dragon, we might not get to see it.
Yeah, we might not. But oh, the nice little stun. Wen has to go golden. He's going to be backing off. He gets knocked up. Xuan almost gets the pick. He does. He finds Wen. That's a great start, but he does trade. Xuan now, it looks looking to go for this one. It's 4 versus 4, but Xuan for Wen.
Okay, not a good trade in my opinion. Right now, it means there is very little catch potential coming out from Nova. Yes, they don't have as much burst on the side of Vitality, but Dao Dao can still flank around the backline, circle around, and they still have plenty of stuns and setup potential from Kirker as well.
Yeah, they have that potential here, but the bottom T3 falling at this point. I mean, the base, they have no T3s. This is the Crystal. This is the last one. Nova Esports need to make a miracle happen to keep themselves in this game. They're down 1-2. This is a must-win game at this point, and things are not looking good for the Malaysian champions.
Okay, so we put this competition #1 seeds of each region, and somehow Vitality showing just a little bit more class against Nova.
Yeah, I mean, they're finding ways to just kind of close this game out. It was close. Nova had their opportunities, but Team Vitality have taken such good team fights where they've been able to get the flank. They've let Dao Dao really rise on this Prince of Lanli.
Yep, and everyone has a lot of bursts coming out from the side of Vitality. Double star breakers, and one is very close towards that void staff. That's not a nice piece of news for the side of Nova.
Yeah, and now they need to push. They need to force things out. They need space. They cannot just hunker down in their base. This Tyrant is going to be key for them, just a little bit more in terms of net worth. CY still up in front, does have the Invincible Warrior if they want to go. He's been scouted out, so to speak. He turns it on, the Invincible Warrior, but the Invincible Warrior is low. He's going to just kind of whimper home. He's going to go back. Team Vitality will take this Tyrant.
Yep, not so invincible after all at this point. And Nova, now they have to be content to sit back and hold for another minute before the Tempest Dragon comes out. But even then, this is a barren base. 3 lanes of super minions constantly at your neck.
Yeah, so Team Vitality are going to look to play this one smart. I mean, they're going to push with the super minions, put a little bit of pressure in so that Nova have a hard time even potentially defending against that Tempest Dragon. I mean, Team Vitality, they can win without it, but I think they're in such a prime position right now where they're going to force things out and put a little bit of pressure. The winning strategy eaten up by Dao Dao. He will be backing off. Xuan looking to go, finds Wen, gets yet another pick off. That's a good start for him, and now they've held.
Yep, Xuan opens up a lifeline there. The fact that Wen is the one that's taken down is a big win. Yes, they might not be able to really rush down that Tempest Dragon just yet on the side of Vitality, but it's a better positioning on the side of Nova to be at this point, right? Just cut as many losses as you can.
Okay, but Wen down for 23 seconds. The Tempest Dragon is now arrived. And it looks like they're going to look to go for this one. They want to fight this 4 versus 5, the Invisible Warrior, but so low already. That's going to be life number 1. Is he able to get away? And it looks like Muchi somehow still surviving. He rolling rates back to Stapy, but the Stampede is on point. Muchen does fall yet again. Wendy continuing on, finds An. He's looking to go, but Wendy falls in return. And it's just not enough. 2 for 2 thus far. Wen is back up.
Oh, they made sure their win conditions stay alive. An was just dealing the damage, and he was about to be taken down by Wendy. But Dao Dao comes in, saves the day with the dagger, gets the stun as well. And An just makes sure that, hey, there is no potential of a turnaround in this fight. Get home.
Yeah, Tempest Dragon, they know something is astray. They're trying to go, but CY, Waypit, both so low. The Sea of Fate, they cannot defend, but it resets the Tempest Dragon. A little bit of a reprieve. Maybe it's just a pause at the moment, but Waypit still up in front. CY throws out the Whirlpool, and CY goes, okay, I don't know why I teleported there, but I'm up front. It's about half-life. CY could potentially go for the Miracle Skill, not able to do it. Dao Dao picks up the Tempest Dragon.
Yep, and Muchi now on a solo journey to try and defend the base, which is it's okay, right? It's a Lady Sun. But look, the purpose of that Eye of the Whirlpool was to try and deter the finishing blows onto the Tempest Dragon from on the side of Vitality. Did not really work out the way they envisioned it to because, look, they didn't have the manpower. There was not enough strength to scare Vitality away.
Yeah, you are not going to scare this team. Nothing scares Team Vitality. You're seeing just how strong this team is. They are confident. They are looking to siege your base. They are forcing it down. It looks like they've gotten pretty much everything they want with all 3 lanes pushing at the same time. The pressure is immense.
That's right, and it's a countdown at this point. As the Tempest Dragons take flight and fly their way down into the barren base that is Nova's attempt to survive in the series, I don't think it's going to be looking anytime good.
Yeah, they need the miracle hold, right? Waypit's still up in front. CY is going to be there. If they want to go, they need to ensure that Xuan, who's waiting on the wings, he's looking for Wen. Look at the positioning for him. They're going to look to go. The Unbridled Outburst, they found him. It's a decent start on. He's going to go golden, but he actually is going to be the first to fall. CY is so low and somehow survived. Xuan is finding him, and KK goes down. Wendy's doing some serious damage. 3 members of Vitality still alive, but the base is under siege. CY is looking to deal with the Vanguards. Can they get anything more than what they've gotten thus far?
Oh, they're really just buying so many lives on this side of Nova, right? Every single time Vitality seem to have it in the bag, they say no, denied by Nova. And how many more times can Nova do this though?
To be honest, not very many, right? Like the Crystal was actually taking some damage at this point, but if they're able to get the pick off, that would be game losing for Team Vitality. They need to back off, let the respawn timers work. Kika and An are almost up. They need to buy some time. If the T2 mid goes down, so be it.
Yeah, at this point, it's a risky position, but it's not the end of the world yet for the side of Nova. There is a chance of comeback here.
Definitely a chance right here. Dao Dao.
Oh, the Whirlpool. What is it?
Wen? Oh, they got the pick off. That's a huge start for them. Wen's got picked off yet again, but they do get something. The Sage's Sanctuary, at least the first one. The second life is going to go down. And Muji and Wendy, both of them going down. That's huge for them. CY is trying to out-tank this. Oh, but the immunity, not enough. And it looks like they've got him. And the Stampede from Muchen trying to do some work. CY looking to turn this. Is he able to kill on the Sage's Sanctuary in return for that one? He's looking to just fight 1 versus 2. And it's just one more shot. And CY goes down. Now Xuan has to make the miracle hold all by himself.
Yep, 20 seconds before the next member on the side of Nova is going to come back. This is a very tight timing. Oh, can he get the kill?
Oh, Xuan, he almost gets it. That's life number 1. So he's looking to do it a second time. He does kill An. That's going to be huge for him. He's just trying to cartwheel away the Leaping Saber by Mu Chen. But does he have the damage? I think Xuan survives, but Wen is back up. This is not a great spot for Nova.
They have pulled time out of nowhere, and Strand, with the play of his life, Nova survived once again. Now it's a reset situation. Nova, they have another chance to try and mount the comeback here.
I mean, it's one thing for Schwan to get that pick and to go very brave on that one, but the minions were not pushing, so there was no pressure on the Crystal, so he was able to make that one last attempt. Now it looks like the Tempest Dragon, yet again, spotted out by Waypit. They've called the Whirlpool. This will scare them. They actually do call in all 5 members, like the Power Rangers. The Unbridled Outburst is going to go, and who gets the Tempest? It's none other than Dao Dao. He picks this one up. Wendy's going to be killed. Juan is going to be next. They've gotten 2 members, and then it looks like Muchi is going to be killed as well. Waypit's the last man standing. Team Vitality are looking to just end this game. They find it? No. Sea of Fate. Waypit is on out. Now Team Vitality are looking to end this game as they push the mid lane. Waypit, what can he do? He's all the way up in front. The Crystal is doing some damage, but Waypit is back in the fountain. Team Vitality will look to take this game. It will be game 4 for Team Vitality.
What a game. They tried to survive. They hung on for so long. Nova, they really put in the most valiant effort here, but Vitality, they were just that much better.
I mean, they were just on this point. That was a chess match, right? In terms of the play style and how they were going back and forth. You saw some miracle holds by Nova Esports. You thought that there was a chance of being able to get those pickoffs, but unfortunately not able to do so. It was a situation where they were very